So, a popular quote making waves on the internet, attributed to one of the greatest scientists who ever lived, Albert Einstein, reads, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree, it would live its whole life feeling very stupid." I found myself at a point in my life in this exact situation. So look at me, a civil engineer turned content creator slash rapper. The thing is, identity crisis is very common in this part of the world. It's either you are not aware of it, or you are currently suffering from it, or you've engaged it and you've been able to create coping mechanisms to move forward. Either which ways, you must encounter it. But have no fear, you are not alone. Hello and welcome everyone to Nothing is Lost. This is an inspirational series where you and I get to lend our voices for the good of the society. My name is Ob2ice and I'll be your host for today's episode. The topic for today is identity crisis. So, identity crisis is a developmental event where someone gets to question their sense of self or place in the world. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself this very detailed question, who are you? The surface answers that may come might be your career, your profession, possibly you are a sports person, or you're into music, or you are just a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, or a girlfriend or boyfriend. But you need to ask yourself this very salient question. Is that who you really are? It is argued that identity crisis helps people move from one status to another. I think I might buy that argument because of the fact that I've been struggling with my identity for a very, very long time. I told myself that I have more to this. I knew that life was more than just making money and being a digital marketer. I had to dig deep into my soul to unearth those latent gifts which I have and present it to the world. So let us discuss some of the causes of identity crisis. I'll be mentioning three. Number one is bad parenting. So our parents and our siblings most times always want to see us in a certain way. They want us to pursue a certain character, either because of their selfish gains or because of their pride, hereby neglecting us, allowing our true identity and our destinies to shine. Let me give an example of a friend of mine who, after secondary school, he fell in love with IT. This dude started organizing IT classes. He was teaching people computer appreciation, MS DOS, MS Word back then. But his dad was hell-bent on him studying medicine, that he must be a doctor. Bobo wrote JAM like 5 times. Oh my God. Then he ended up getting admission into school to study medicine. But so sad, he failed. He failed the first year. He got demoted to study BCH. He completed his 4 years as a BCH graduate, walked down the streets of Nigeria looking for a job. He couldn't get a job until he ended up retracing his steps, retracing his identity back to IT. Now this dude is a professor in IT engineering. Number 2 is the flawed educational system. I don't know about your secondary school, but it feels like the guidance and counseling units of most secondary schools are not doing enough. Let me give you an example. I know then the reason why I studied engineering was because I love maths and I was good with science and all that. If there was a way, a proper system to guide me into picking my talents and creating an identity which will augur well with my destiny, I might be hosting a show as big as Oprah Winfrey by now. Thirdly is the rapid changing world. Social media and this whole 21st century is moving so rapidly that people get to lose their identity. Most girls, most young girls, all they do is they want to look like slim mamas they see on TV, whilst the guys want to be gangsters and bad boys like the musicians they see on TV, hereby losing their true self. So let us talk about how to cope with identity crisis. Number one is considering your goals. You have to ask yourself this salient question: what do you want from life? What do you want to achieve or accomplish in your life? What is that thing that brings you that most joy and happiness and satisfaction? And evidence of identity crisis shows that there's a particular need in your life that needs to be fulfilled. Okay? So finding ways to address this need will definitely bring a greater sense of fulfillment. Number two, getting support. So having family and some very good friends who you can lean on helps and goes a long way in coping with identity crisis. A strong social support network is very important and helpful for our mental well-being because it's a great way to collect feedback and encouragement that would make us more comfortable with our identity. Just like what you guys have done for me, I really appreciate your comments and your feedback. Some people called me, some people praised me and all. All this has helped me embody my talent, and my identity is becoming stronger and stronger. And I have you guys to thank for it. So that's it, everyone. We've come to the end of yet another interesting show. I liked it. I hope you were able to pick one or two things because I learned a lot whilst preparing for this show. And as usual, I'll be looking forward to reading your comments and feedback. It will go a long way in strengthening my identity, and it will also trickle down and help you grow your own identity. That I know. And as usual, before we go, I'll be leaving you with a few lyrics, but do not forget this, okay? Life, truly and really, is not about finding ourselves. It is about creating ourselves. I thank you all for coming out today. Please do have your seats. Do you know who are you? Well, I'm me, and I've always wanted to be the best has ever been. That is why I strive to win. I might be slow, yeah I know. It takes time for my bones to grow. Now I'm feeling like a pro. Small muscle they show. So I ask you, who are you to you? Are you your foe? Are you living in the past while your present be wanting more? Is your identity in check or you're standing on a trap door? You know what happens next? I'm on that floor. Never live by anybody's standards. Create your own regardless of the pain and sadness. It all mixed with the progress. If you listening closely, you hear the birds and ocean. You know you close. So just stay focused and keep on trying everything you can. You got the onions. You just fit in, keep on hitting. Follow your conscience in this thing called life. No be by force to have sense. Drop the negativity. Drop it. Who are you? Who do you think you are?